know its soul. The fact that no one boycotted is a problem. Okay. Oh, dude, mini segment. I'm here. Boycotts are a failure of activism on the internet. I'm doing this I have to do this real quick because I was irritated by it last week. If you're the kind of person that boycotts stuff, I respect you trying to do something. Okay? But, and I think I gotta bring this whole deal out, okay? Boycotts are fucking worthless. All right? Now you'll say in your mind immediately, Tyler, I don't know if you know this, but there have been boycotts that were successful. Yes, there probably were. Okay? And usually they're successful for a lot of different reasons. One of the best reasons that a boycott's successful is because no one ever looks into it, and the people that launched it said it was. The other week we had something called we had a blackout day, right? We're not going to spend any money type thing, okay? And so I'm going to try to articulate this for you guys, okay? So on this day, right, you're supposed to spend no money, okay? And you say, I'm doing a general boycott. This is the general failure of activism because so many people who do activism kind of think that good intentions trump any sort of research or like actually trying to address the problem. So, this is like, why? Why are we doing this? Okay. Because, I don't know, capitalism, unfair. So we're going to take it to their pocketbooks. Okay? Here's the problem. This money, right, the 0 days, is actually represented by a sort of plus, right? So you have actually what you would have spent that day. We're going to say it's $100, okay? Because this is eventually the figure I'm going to go at. On Friday, right, you didn't spend $0. However, you have $100 of need that has to be spent. So when you don't buy anything on Friday, usually on Saturday, you know what I mean? Let me see if I can. Boop, boop. On Saturday, you are going to spend $100 because the day has clicked over. All right? Why do you do that? Because you have what we call a budget. All right? And everybody that does advertising knows this. You have a budget, okay? Which equals this much. We're going to say $1,000 per month. Oh, Tyler, that's a really low number. I know, but it's a fucking multiple of 10, so it's easy for me to deal with. Your budget for the month, okay, is $1,000, which you always hit. This is called like a need budget. It's rent, it's everything. We'll say all of that is taken out, and what you have left is your $1,000 for things that you can choose when to spend it on, right? It's not your cell phone bill, it's not your rent, it's not your student loan payments, whatever the fuck have you, that you have to pay on a specific day. So this is going to be represented by stuff that you do really kind of have to buy, but you could also choose not to buy it in that moment. It's usually going to be food, clothing, you know what I mean? Ah, Jesus Christ, I need a better pen. Food, clothing, right? Other dry goods, entertainment, all right? Entertainment. Companies know that this amount is eventually going to get to this. They know this because they have done the math on you. So whenever they see someone's like, okay, so we have, our calendar year up here, calendars up here, da-da-da-da. If we're up here and you're going to not spend money, okay, they know that by here, you are. And so if they know that you're going to spend that money, they're going to do what we in the business call not giving a fuck about your little protest. The way to solve this is to get rid of the money, because what they want this $100. We'll say it's $250 now, all right? Because that'll be a little bit of a more even number. Where's my pens? There we go. So we have, I'll just increase the size of this a little bit. Or you know what? I'm going to zoom in instead. There we go. Okay. So, right, we have dollars 250. Okay. So they know that you have to spend this because it's part of your spending habits. These things have been calculated. They have been looked at, adjusted for. They know your age. They know that you're 24 to 35 years old. They know that you're a woman or a femme presenting person or a man, whatever, and even your education. They know all of these things about you, which helps them figure out that you have this 250. When they find out that the 250 is there, they're just going to do whatever they can to just wait it out. There's always fluctuations, right, in spending habits. It always looks just like that fucking gas bill that we saw. So, whatever. They know that it's going to be Monday through Friday. It's going to be all over the place. But they know that holistically, all of this represents a average that goes up like this, okay? So what you need to do, if you're going to have yourself a little protest about spending, is you need to account and get rid of this $250, okay? Now, you can't get rid of all of it, all right? So we'll just say that this is the amount per week that people will have to spend. I don't have that much. Oh, that's not very much. Shut the fuck up. This is what we call an example, not to scale, okay? Shut the fuck up. So what we do is instead of, having a blackout day, right? Hey, it's a blackout. Oh, we're not going to spend any money. It's like our type of Marxism. Instead, we are going to spend money. So have something like, first 100 Fridays, right? First 100 Fridays. So you have two options, right? Okay. You have what has been presented to you, which is a blackout. And then you're going to have what I'm going to present to you as a way of solving this issue. So in your blackout, once every month or so, you ask people to fast. All right. Do you know what happens when people fast? They have breakfast, which is break fast. I know, right? It's when you break your fast. It's a sugary, heady, hefty day moment of eating. Shout out to everybody. I know all my Muslim listeners that are engaging in Ramadan. Y'all know you don't have to have it. Everybody, it's hey, what's how much time until you finally get to have some water? Thirsty. Sorry, I'm not gonna fuck with you on your religious holiday, but right now it's Ramadan. Everyone that's doing Ramadan is gonna tell you like you have a big fucking drink of water. Why? Because you had to go without. So if you have a day where it's like, okay, what we're not going to do is spend any money at all, the leftover 80, 150, 225, whatever, all of that is going to turn into a big spending day right afterwards. All right. This is what it's a harvest festival. It is a spring thing, Mardi Gras. All of these are drought ending things. So any company that sees you do hey, we're not going to spend anything knows that you're going to have more money than normal when it goes to spend it. So what you do instead is make people spend the money instead. So you have one day where you'll save any sort of X amount, right? So you save 80, 150, 250, that comes out. But eventually you end up going back to Amazon. All right. So Amazon is over here and they are smiling, right? Very, very happy. Little Jeff Bezos, big chin, fucking boy. Nice. All right. They're waiting for you because they know that you're going to come back and you're going to spend all this extra money. Instead, what we should be doing is a first 100 Friday, right? Or take your 20 Tuesday. I don't know, make some people love alliteration. People are fucking stupid. They forget about stuff. But basically what you say is instead on the first on every Friday, just say every Friday, right? Because Friday is a great day to make people spend money because it's the end of the week and you're probably not spending stuff during the week that you have as extra cash. On a Friday, your first $100 of no matter what you spend has to go to a small business near you. All right. A real small business, something that's under 3 franchises level of small, right? So less than 3 franchises, It has to be in the county you live in or city, that you live in, right? And it doesn't have to be all of it, but the first $100 that you spend for Friday no matter what, has to be at a small business. So you go from having this sort of weird sum, right? That's not spent. Your $250 of your budget that month, right? You go from that being kind of generally given to Amazon, who over the course of the month, because they law of large numbers, they'll eventually get the whole $1,000 of your extra budgeting. Amazon and other Amazon-like companies. As we approach the fatal terminal point of capitalism, all firms become hegemonized underneath one fucking great umbrella, even if they pretend to be multiple firms, that kind of vibe. So instead, you take a gigantic chunk out of this 1,000 and you dedicate it to other people that are competitive with Amazon. So now instead of saving your money and then having it to spend the next day, every year or every month, you have 4 Fridays, hopefully, and now you have $400 no matter what, right? If you get up to that amount, which you probably will, however we deal with it, you'll have $400 dedicated to a small business instead, or small busyness as, right? So you have $400 that go to small businesses instead. And this will cause what we call a knock-on effect, all right? A very good thing will happen. First, you're going to have to do research because you have a few things to hit, right? Research. All right? What businesses actually fit in this criteria? Small businesses. What businesses around me fit in this criteria, right? Busyness, whatever. You know what I mean? Fuck it. I'm not spelling it. You got to research. So you're going to figure out what businesses are going to fit in this criteria. Okay? You're also going to be going local, right? So when you learn about stuff, you'll share stuff. Now you're going to visit. Now, is every local business going to be great? Obviously not. You're going to go to some and you're going to be like, wow, this place is a fucking shithole. But you'll be in the area. When you go to local businesses, they tend to be in what we call business districts, right? Because the way that cities work are they're zoned. So once you go to one, you'll actually have a knock-on effect that is see more, right? Because you go to more additional businesses, you'll find other places to spend your money. And so the first 100, right? The $100 that's your first might actually go up because you say, well, I have to spend this Friday, I have to get a thing. I have to get a present, right? So I'm going to spend $25. You know what I mean? You got your $25 for a present over here. So $25. I have to go and get a present. So I'm going to go where this thing is. There's 4 businesses over here, right, that have presents. And I'm going to go to this one. This one actually strikes out. This one's good. 25. While you're here, you see this business, which is, like a little burger place, right? So you got your fries and you go, I'm hungry. I have $75 more. I'm going to go get myself a slightly overpriced downtown cheeseburger, but it's actually pretty good. I wouldn't have been here otherwise. And now you're up to whatever, $40, right? And then you have one more business over here, and it's a bar that you haven't seen before. And you're like, oh, well, that's fucking cool. I'm not going to go there right now, but I've seen it. So now, even going to this business that didn't net you something, you've actually experienced all of this area of your local city. If you do this every Friday, and it becomes a part of your routine, and it becomes part of other people's routines, you can be like, oh yeah, I'm a first 100 Friday person. Does it require you to do nothing? No, it requires you to do something. Slacktivism is a poison, right? And that's sort of the issue here. Okay? We have slacktivism. And I know that there's different, vibes worth this. But essentially, libs, and God bless them, equate doing nothing, right? Doing nothing with deprivation, right? We'll just say deprivation, right? So libs do nothing. It's depriving somebody of something, right? So I'm not going to give you my money. I'm not going to do thing. I'm not going to say a word. I'm not going to make a choice. I'm going to reduce my overall influence on the world in order to deprive you of something, right? Which is actually antithetical to change. with the reason that these things become a problem is there's a series of issues with the don't spend, boycotts, right? Boycott. So the problem with boycott is a series of them. First, you have needs, right? So you can't boycott Kroger. It's fucking impossible, right? Think about it. I have a Kroger. It is point fucking X amount of miles from me. It's close. You know what I mean? We have Whole Foods very far away. You have I don't even know what Jungle Gyms here and there somewhere. There's a co-op place that's also like not exactly next to me, and then a series of other things. You got Meijer and Walmart and Target. So when you have a 3-mile radius around your house, okay, you have X amount of stuff. So if you say don't spend any money here, you go, okay, well, cool, right? So what I've lost is time, and I still got to go to all these things. So now I'm just definitely going to spend something on something that's more convenient, because yesterday I couldn't do it. So now today, when I have a little bit less amount of time because of my boycott, now I have to go to this thing, and I have actually less overall choice because I have to buy things. I have to buy food. I have to buy, I have to pay my bills. I have to pay my rent. There's things that you need or even that you want that you can't get. So, and then you have your wants, right? So you have your day-to-day thing. I have wants. Starbucks, right, is a want, okay? So you got your little Starbucks coffee, all right? Maybe a nice like little cheeseburger because it's the weekend, you normally can stop by at McDonald's. Maybe a nice little beer, that night you have a little beer. And these wants, these like luxury, so to say, not necessarily purchase, but like you still buy them. These things, you want them. And when you don't get them, that makes you sad because that's kind of joy is the reason to live, joie de vivre. You want to go to a bakery, blah, 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 blah. If you tell people they can't have this stuff, right? Okay, what you're going to do is you're just going to not have something. You're going to live like a fucking Franciscan monk. Their want is going to go up because they are not satisfied, okay? They're not satisfied. And when people are not satisfied, they get upset. So if you keep doing this boycott, people just keep getting more and more angry. I don't like this because I like my little snacks. I like my little creature comforts. I like my foods. I want to go to Sam Goody and I want to purchase my new Nicki Minaj album. I want to buy Lady Gaga's new CD because I want the abracadabra in my ear holes, okay? That will make people more and more upset until eventually they don't want to do it anymore. Whereas this other version, you know what I mean? You get new stuff, right? Go up. Want, I love doing this, go down. So your stuff goes up, your wants go down, because most of these creature comforts can actually be obtained from local places near you. Even me, myself, if I try to go to a McDonald's, I do have to drive past a lot of probably better quality, better tasting, and cheaper options in the form of street side taco trucks, because I live in Latino world. Like fucking, I just live in the Mexican part of town. And that shit's everywhere. You know what I mean? And it's very good stuff, but you don't stop. If you have a Friday or any sort of day, right, where your first 100, and it's not the whole thing. You don't have to deprive yourself. You don't have to try to figure out everything. Just your first $100, right? The first $100 has to go local. First 100 Fridays. And if you can't go local, go the next closest thing. Small chain, brick and mortar store. Instead of going to Amazon or getting a delivery, go and find a place. Even just doing a little bit of research onto where you can spend $100 around you is going to really open a lot of people's eyes about what is offered in their area. There's so many people. Like I think back to Vosh talking about there you can't get food like this outside of Barcelona, and he's talking about a panini pressed grilled cheese, which first off you can make in your home with a fucking panini press. And some Gruyere, right? These cheeses are for sale probably at your local fucking Walmart, even. Like, no, they're not, Tyler. Go there. Maybe not your local Walmart. Slightly nicer, white people Walmart, okay? Walmart Super Center. But either way, like, this is a possibility. The thing to do when you're trying to do activism is be outside, okay? This is you, right? This is you. You're my little, what do people call this? This is the little autistic creature, right? This is you, okay? And you're nervous. Oh, look, big anime sweat drop. Boop, boop, boop. And you say, well, I'm in here with my computer behind all of my safe walls, right? In my little house or apartment. You know what? We'll talk down to you guys, because I know some of you are in your mid-20s. I know what it's like. I know what the grind is. There's a series of you, okay? This is your apartment. I know what your apartment looks like. You live in one of these. You're on the bottom floor with your shitty little sliding glass door, and all of these are these little, even somehow shittier railing fucking units. And you live in your little 3-unit apartment, right? With your loud ass old air conditioner is right here. And you say, I'm nervous. And then there's other little friends too, okay? They go, oh no, here I am in my little spot hanging out. And then, over here too. And they all say, man, capitalism is ass. It is just ass cakes, make fucking bullshit. And I hate this. And I want it to end. Okay? Oh no, you have a fabulous little wig, okay? Because you're just you're perfect up there. You're looking amazing. This one wants to buy the Abracadabra CD. So you're in here, you're a little nervous, you want to go outside where it's scary because there's grass. Okay? So what a lot of people think to do is, I'm going to stay inside, all right, and do nothing. Do nothing, right? Because this is safe. But it's wrong. Okay? What you need to actually do is go out and be in the grass, okay? You're going to be out in this grass, and it's going to be nice. And you don't think it is, but it will be, okay? And you'll go like this. And there'll be a little confetti around you. And you're going to spend some of your money, right? We'll move your little hand here. You're going to spend a little bit of your money out on the town. Okay, this is your dollar bill that you're going to give to another little dude, okay, who says thank you. All right? This fucking close together ass eyes. He's gonna say, oh well, thanks bud, okay? Oh man, that's fucking so cool that you came to support my little dream store. There's a counter here, and right here is a Funko Pop, because you're like, I wanted to buy my Funko Pop. All right, what you're buying is this, okay? You're buying a stupid fucking Funko Pop. It's, I don't know, Harry Potter, right? Harry Potter Funko Pop. What is this shit? You're buying your little Harry Potter Funko Pop. He's up here looking like whatever the fuck these things look like. He's got his stupid hair. And he's got his little, he's in his little wizarding robes. All right? You need this Harry Potter Funko Pop. Potta. Okay? But you have to go outside your house to get it. You say, oh no, it's scary. Amazon, Jeff Bezos looks like this. He's 2 male breasts in a small shirt, right? And little tiny stick legs, because he doesn't actually do anything. And his face is this. He's bald and wears a cowboy hat for no reason. Jeff Bezos says, hey man, give me that fucking cash, right? I'll hook you up, bro. While I'm also keeping down, these workers. I'll give them, they're down here. The workers are over here like, oh no, I'm splatted. You know what I mean? They're just like you for real, for real. Look how splatted he is. He says, oh no, I got splatted. Give me the money. And then you can say, no. I'm going to give my money to little Autism Gary here, who's my new friend. We had a conversation for 35 minutes about Warhammer, right? Fantasy. Because not enough people talk about Warhammer Fantasy. And we think that the rat things, right, are the best bad guy, and they're slept on because they are Skaven, and Skaven are cool, right? Because they're just the worst. Skaven over here going like this, he's got his little fucking thing, Skaven deal, doing it. They're always hunched over, right? Yeah. He's got his little claws, doing some Skaven-y shit. Yeah. They got their little legs, right? Their little anthro fucking backs. Yeah, look, the Skaven over here. Oh, what does Skaven do? He's going to eat babies. I don't know. Slave. Dwarves. Ah, wow, that's such a cool conversation. If you give this Bezos, don't do it. Look, we're going to go ahead and break it out. Don't do it. If you give Bezos your money instead of your new friend at the Warhammer store, which is still bad because it's local, but maybe it's like a local collectible place, right? You're at local gyms. Local that's the word gym. You're at local gyms, right? Oh yeah, cool. Based. Friends. You have friends now, all right? You can have this. And you'll have a little moment where you guys realize that, like, oh shit, we share commonalities, and you'll have little hearts will pop up. Okay? And then maybe someday you'll have like some sort of horrible falling out. But for right now, you say, man, we're just over here having a little commerce in this comfortable pink environment. But what's happening over here in Harry Potter world? Oh no, fucking Jeff Bezos and his spreading pool of blood spraying everywhere. It's on the walls. Ah, Jesus Christ. He has killed all the fucking workers so that you could have this. And you say, I don't want this. But now you know that you do first purchase Fridays, right? First 100 Fridays. So your first $100 don't go to no Jeff Bezos. You can't maybe not give him all of it, because where else but Amazon are you going to find your new asbestos cutting board, right? There's a cutting board and it's made out of asbestos, right? And you're like, I don't know why I'm buying this. It seems like it's maybe poison, but only this comes from Amazon, which I don't know. What does it look like? Oh, it's a smile or some shit like that. Amazon smile. Hey, look, I need this thing, but you don't need that right now. Today's Friday. Okay? And you are one of many. And you're going to take a little trip through the grass. All right? You're going to take a risk. You're going to walk past your shitty loud radiator. You're going to go through the grass. And you're going to meet Jim at local gyms. The collectible bullshit, all right? Local gyms shit emoji emporium that you people fucking love. And you're going to go spend your $100 there because probably this thing's price tag is like $75. And then you're going to buy, you know what I mean? Like just like some fucking empanadas. Why not? We keep talking about empanadas, but that's actually a real thing. And now I want to draw an empanada. So you're going to have a little, you know what I mean? You're going to have a little fucking empanada trip as well. And have a delicious empanada, okay, bean, for $25, right? What is this fucking eldritch symbol? $25, little bean empanada, right? It's delicious. It's so good, okay. And there's like, you get them for like $7. You're like, I didn't even realize they had this many. Yeah. 7 times bean empanada for $25. What the fuck? That's such a specifically concrete number for 7 things. But you say, no, this is it, right? And this is the plan. Okay? You go out here. You go through the grass because you're a very brave person now. All right? You're not afraid of this grass. No, my friend. It's just the wonderful grass. Okay? You meet Jim. You have a wonderful purchase of your shitty Harry Potter fucking bobblehead Funko Pop, and you guys have a little wonderful time talking about how cool Skaven are. All right, look at this guy. Where else, right? Where else would you be talking about a rat with boots on other than local gyms? Because the only other place you can do this is you stay home, right? And you stay home, oh, boo. Then Jeff Bezos fills his blood chamber fuller for the same product, but you don't learn anything. And you don't get a delicious empanada, okay? And you still have money to buy your asbestos cutting board at some point. But right now, you got to focus on spending your first 100 out here. And every day or every week can be a new adventure for you. All right? You're going to get out there. First 100 Fridays. I want that to go out there like you wouldn't believe. Because I will tell you the one thing that, if you're out there and you're like a performative white, super lib, talking mad shit about like, I need to support some black businesses, blah, 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 blah. And then you're like, I'm not going to spend any money today. The black businesses are like, what if instead you spent your first $100 in your local community, okay, on Friday, and you can save it all the way out. You can cheat here and there, but you should start trying to find ways to spend your first 100 Fridays, okay? And people can steal this idea from me, take it everywhere. I want commerce to increase at a local level. This is the kind of stuff that doesn't necessarily bulletproof your economy from failing, but it does bullet resist. It's the first of the fucking 7 levels, at least the first through 5 of bulletproofing your local economy. God damn, that bunny is getting it, bro. That is a whole ass in front. Look at Jesus. Whoa, yo, sweet cheeks, save some for your future wife there, killer. God damn. My dude was fucking ass in the camera, bro. The blackout did have a carve out for small businesses. Yeah, but that's the kind of the point is that, oh no, but we'll permit you to buy, as opposed to we need to accommodate or account for the money that you'll still be spending on a place you shouldn't go to. Because your needs and your wants do not decrease through, this abstinence, this forced abstinence that people do. It does not actually decrease your need. It doesn't decrease your want. It just offsets it for a day. Whereas when the money is taken out of circulation and the need and want is settled, then you have a moment where there is no longer any reason to interact with those businesses on a business level for that reason. And it increases your overall connectivity to your local businesses. And I think that this is other people have done stuff that's very similar to this. You know what I mean? There's Small Business Saturday and stuff, and it's sales, but really putting it on the customer and saying like, hey, if you want to be like a morally superior spender, right? If you want to really show where your dollar goes, you should do first 100 Fridays. And you just have to spend the first $100 of your day somewhere in town. Wake up a little earlier and go get coffee. Oh, fuck, I don't have anything, and I have to spend this like $80. Think your way through it. You know what I mean? Play with it as a game. You know what I mean? And I think because the needs are always going to be there and the wants are always going to be there. A single day blackout is, unless you manage to outdo about 700 different layers of, economic damage resistance that most companies have. Like you can't, if a company doesn't make any money for a day, it won't end that company, right? Companies are designed to have insurance against negative income. A lot of companies don't have negative income. They don't even care. There's other ways that the company operates by taking out debt and stuff. The economics of commerce specifically, especially like retail and service commerce at the fucking smallest level, those economics do not equate to the macroeconomics of what actually affects international corporations. You have to change the purchasing trends and the purchasing habits of people, which Amazon and other online retailers did over the course of decades. What you can do to reverse those trends and depower these companies and corporations is change the way that you spend your money. Don't change the way that you save it, because they're going to make you spend it. You have to buy stuff from them. They have the food that keeps you alive. They have the things that keep you from wanting to kill yourself. They have your guns. They have your bullets. They have your ammunition, all this shit. Commerce must happen. The market demands its own existence because it's the market. People need stuff. Other people have it. And facilitating those exchanges is the heart of economics. That's the heart of it. And that engine can't stop. It shouldn't stop. Marx would not argue for it to stop. No economist, right, left, center, any of them, except for maybe there has to be one, would argue that the actual economic engines have to stop in order for good things to happen. Like that's just not going to be the case. Because if you actually see when economic engines actually stop is very rare. But usually when they slow down to significant points or the input is drastically affected, all you have is about a decade or so of true deep depression or recession from which it's very difficult to come back. And then usually you return right back to wherever you were, spending habit wise, company establishing, how businesses are conducted wise, right to the same point. Because if you don't have something that is better than what happened, people will just return to whatever it was that you tried to destroy because it was good then and your time sucked, idiot. Changing purchasing habits and spending habits and making it part of people's moral fabric is what you really do, right? And you can't have it be something that's based on not doing something, because you can't not do something. You cannot have a negative when it comes to interaction with the markets, because being a negative impact on the market makes the market want to solve you. All impacts on the market, all expenditures in the market, any production, bringing things to the market physically, literally, and like metaphorically in the case of like online commerce or what have you, service offerings, this and that. All of those are positive effects on a market. They put into it, right? No, don't think of positive as good. Think of positive as in like literally like an electrostatic charge. It adds to the market, and the market demands to be added to. Any negative, any retraction from the market is either the creation of another market or some other form of competition that can't be tolerated. It has to be solved. You know what I mean? And the market will ignore you, it will bypass you, or it'll wait you out. You're a temporary flux in a line that looks chaotic, but is actually always trending in certain directions. And trends are trends. Learn to read candle graphs and fucking box graphs and all that shit if you really want to. But the way that you can do something, especially if you want to be performative, is, be a first 100 Friday person, okay? And we can hand out stickers and stuff. It'll be just like we went to vote. But understand, it's the same thing as I'm going to not vote. You know what I mean? In order to change the system. It is not actually effective. You do not have, nor will you ever be able to, accumulate in a reasonable way the amount of negative force that you think could exist hypothetically to draw out change from the system by basically creating a sort of void presence that alters the direction of what people think are going to happen and what people want to happen and what is going to happen, so that you can make the change you want. If you had enough people that you're not voting or you're not spending, if you had the influence to not spend or not vote, then you wouldn't have to not do it. You would just do what you wanted. You understand that? Like, that's how that works. If you actually had the power that your retraction would cause change, then you would still just interact, because you have so much power, you would just be able to interact and make the change happen. There's something to be said, I guess, for, Don Quixote fucking windmill tilting and the expectations of being a visible and curmudgeonly fuck. I respect that, but I think really we need to step away from the slacktivism, or really the I am going to not do in order to do types of activism. You know what I'm saying? And I know all the responses to this are stuff like, well, what about when a corporation? And it's like, just literally stop yourself on your response of the whataboutisms that you want to put out when your whataboutism is anything fucking larger than you. Because your decision is always a singular decision that you make, especially if you're not making it as part of some sort of community that is really on the same page. And I do not mean your Tumblr comment section or your fucking Blue Sky feed of people that are in different states, counties, fucking countries, time zones, the whole fucking kit and caboodle. I mean an actual like physical group of people that you have shitty cheap coffee Tuesday night meetings with. If you're not in that kind of a group, you know what I mean? You do not have group power. You have the assumption, the vibe of a group mentality that will not actually equate to anything outside of just commenting. You are where you are when you're in that group. If that group is not in the market, then the group's not going to have effects on the market. The group is outside of it, okay? Because you can't trust somebody that you can't see and influence to do the thing that you want them to do. It's kind of both the cool and bad thing about anonymity, which you are when you're on the internet, even when you're not. Ultimately, this boils down to go spend money. Go spend money in your local community and meet slacktivism with activism. Every time you see somebody saying, we need to not do something, okay, that's not necessarily a bad decision, okay? You don't have to call them out on that. Say, what are we going to do instead? And if they can provide an instead, if they can't provide a next step, if they can't provide how this reticence is going to free up the moment or the time or the money or the influence, clout, whatever the have you. If this isn't going to free up another activity, another thing that we can do, then don't do it. Don't waste your time wasting your time doing nothing. And I know it fucking like sucks, you know, if you've done these things a bunch or whatever the fuck, what have you. And, you know, if you had your heart in the right place, it's fine. You know, you're not a fucking idiot or anything. You're just trying to do what you're trying to do. But 9 times out of 10, it is like I'm going to change my profile picture to black for black people because George Floyd died, and I'm not going to read anything about it, but from what I understand, the cool thing to do for black people right now is to change my profile picture to the color black. That's how we help black folks around here. It's like, who came up with this idea? You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it just feels like this is shit that some capitalist's daughter, you know, is fucking like spitballing in her fucking 325 marketing class. And she's like, I am still upset about the election. I'm going to vote Republican in but 4 elections from now, but I think that I have some good ideas to share. My ideas are, hey, stop doing anything of value. Hold off spending $500 at Amazon until tomorrow, okay?
Hope you enjoyed your time